Cursed by the Alpha, Claimed by the Sea. Episode 2. The Wolves in the Mist. The black SUV hadn't moved in the past 20 minutes. Erika watched it from behind Lulu's lace curtains, her fingers tightening around the warm ceramic of her untouched tea. Its tinted windows revealed nothing, but she could feel the weight of unseen eyes locked onto her. "They've been parked there since I got here," Erika muttered. Lulu didn't look up from wiping down the counter. "And they'll stay there until they get what they want." Erika set her cup down. "And what exactly is that?" Her aunt sighed. "That's a question for your mother, not me." Erika exhaled sharply, pushing up from the table. "Right, because we're just keeping things vague now." Lulu's gaze softened. "Look, I'm not trying to be difficult, Erika, but your mama, she's the one who knows what's going on. I only know bits and pieces." Erika folded her arms. "Then tell me what you do know." Lulu hesitated, her eyes darting toward the SUV again. She lowered her voice. "The Blackwoods, they've been circling for years. First, there were offers to buy the land. Then came the letters, the threats. Your mother wouldn't budge. And now?" She shook her head. "Now they're tired of waiting." A chill crept up Erika's spine. "And the wolves?" Lulu hesitated before saying, "They follow the Blackwoods." Something about the way she said it made Erika's skin prickle. Not work for, not answer to. Follow. She didn't get a chance to ask what that meant when the bell above the shop door jingled, and everything in Lulu's posture stiffened. Erika turned slowly, her stomach tightening. A tall, broad-shouldered man stepped inside, moving with the kind of ease that came from knowing no one would dare challenge him. Donovan Blackwood was tall, deeply tanned, and strikingly handsome. His neatly trimmed dark hair framed a chiseled face with sharp cheekbones and piercing golden eyes that seemed to see through everything. His broad, sleek physique was wrapped in a well-tailored black shirt and slacks. He was the picture of effortless dominance and control. Behind him, a second figure loomed, broader and rougher around the edges. Graham Gray Blackwood was slightly shorter, his pale skin contrasting starkly against Donovan's sun-warmed tone. His buzz cut only emphasized the severe, almost predatory sharpness of his features. More muscular than Donovan, he moved with the heavy, deliberate gait of a man used to violence. Where Donovan's presence was controlled and polished, Gray was raw, unfiltered aggression, barely leashed. Lulu clicked her tongue. "This is a family-run business, boys. Don't remember y'all being family." Donovan's lips curved, but his golden eyes never left Erika's. "We're just here to talk." He smiled. "Talkin' isn't exactly what your family is known for," Lulu shot back. Donovan ignored her. He stepped closer, stopping just a few feet from Erika. His presence was suffocating, his heat radiating in the cool morning air. Erika lifted her chin. "You watching me now? Or is that just your little fan club parked outside?" Gray let out a low chuckle. "You've got a mouth on you, Dupree." Erika didn't flinch. "And you've got a bad habit of lurking." Donovan's smirk widened slightly. "It's not lurking when you're keeping an eye on something that belongs to you." Her stomach tightened, but she kept her expression neutral. "I don't belong to you." Gray scoffed, shaking his head. "That's cute." Lulu slammed a hand on the counter. "You boys need to say whatever you came here to say, or get the hell out." Donovan finally broke his stare and glanced at Lulu. "We just wanted to welcome little Erika home." His voice was smooth and unhurried, but the threat beneath it was razor sharp. Erika exhaled through her nose. "Consider me welcomed." Donovan's gaze swept back to hers, lingering for a second longer than necessary. Then, with a slow nod, he turned and headed for the door. Gray grinned at her before following. "See you real soon, Dupree." The bell jingled as they left, and Erika finally let out the breath she hadn't realized she was holding. Lulu shook her head, muttering under her breath, "This ain't good." Erika swallowed the lump in her throat. No, it ain't. And she had a feeling things were just getting started. The next morning, mist clung to the streets like ghostly fingers, curling around the edges of old buildings and stretching toward the sea. As she walked to the local diner, Erika realized she had forgotten how eerie Blackwood Bay could feel in the early hours. The silence was different here, not peaceful, but expectant. She pulled her jacket tighter around her shoulders as she walked down the uneven sidewalk, her boots clicking against the cracked pavement. She could already feel eyes on her. The people of this town were wary of strangers, but Erika wasn't a stranger. She was something far worse, a daughter who abandoned her home. She caught sight of an older woman standing on her porch, watching her with suspicion. Erika held her gaze for a moment before the woman turned away, disappearing into her house and locking the door behind her. So much for Southern hospitality, Erika mumbled. The town hadn't changed much in the years she'd been gone, at least not on the surface. The Blackwood name still loomed over everything like a shadow. Their businesses lined the main road, their influence touching everything from law enforcement to real estate. They always held power, but now they seemed untouchable. Lulu warned her that they were watching. That much was obvious. Erika wasn't an idiot. She knew even now that they were tracking her movements. She exhaled sharply and pushed the door to the diner open. The scent of coffee and fried bacon filled the air, momentarily cutting through the tension. "Erika Dupree," a familiar voice called from behind the counter. "Didn't think I'd see your face in here again." She turned and met the gaze of Micah Caldwell. Micah had been one of the few good things about Blackwood Bay, a childhood friend turned marine biologist who now ran the local diner. Micah was one of the only people in town who didn't seem to carry the weight of old grudges. He was taller than she remembered, broader in the shoulders, his dark curls slightly damp as though he'd just come in from the docks. His easy smile was still the same, warm and genuine. "Micah," she allowed herself a small smile. "Didn't think you still lived here." He leaned against the counter, crossing his arms. "Didn't think you'd ever come back." He grinned. "Yeah, well," she shrugged. "Guess we were both wrong." Micah studied her for a moment, his gaze sharper than it used to be. "Lulu said you were back to help your mom." Erika nodded. "That's right." His expression softened. "How is she?" Erika hesitated. "She's hanging in there." Micah nodded, a knowing gaze in his eyes. "You know, things in this town have gotten worse since you left." Erika scoffed. "Yeah, I figured that out when I got back. People watching me like I'm some kind of ghost." Micah's expression darkened. "Not just that. The Blackwoods have been tightening their grip. And the wolves, they've been getting bolder." Erika frowned. Micah hesitated, glancing around as if making sure no one was listening. "You need to be careful, Erika. Things are happening here that you don't understand." Before she could press him further, the bell above the diner's door jingled, and just like that, the temperature in the room seemed to drop. She felt his presence before she saw him, an unmistakable heat at her back. The murmurs in the diner had already died down, leaving only the sound of his slow, measured footsteps as he approached. Donovan Blackwood. Behind him, Gray followed, his sharp gaze scanning the diner with a predator's ease. Donovan exhaled as if this was all a waste of his time. "I don't know why you came back, Erika, but your mother's stubbornness is about to cost her." His golden eyes locked onto hers, cold and assessing. "She's been given plenty of chances to do the right thing. And our patience is running out." Erika's fingers curled into fists. "You don't get to threaten my mother." Donovan tilted his head. "It's not a threat, it's a guarantee." Micah stepped forward, placing himself slightly in front of Erika. "That's enough, Donovan." Gray's smirk widened. "Oh, look at this. Micah Caldwell, town hero." You think you can protect her? Gray teased. But Micah didn't flinch. She doesn't need protecting, but I'm not going to stand here while you intimidate her in my diner. Gray's smile turned razor sharp. Then let's see if you can back that up. Before anyone could react, Gray swung first. Micah barely had time to block the blow before Gray tackled him into a booth, the table crashing sideways as dishes and patrons scattered. Erika moved on instinct, reaching for Micah, but strong arms wrapped around her from behind. Donovan's grip was ironclad, pinning her arms to her sides as he pulled her flush to his chest. "Oh, no you don't," Donovan murmured in her ear, his voice deceptively calm. Erika thrashed, but he didn't let go. She could only watch as Gray landed another brutal hit to Micah's ribs, sending him sprawling onto the floor. Chairs scraped violently as Gray grabbed Micah by the collar, yanking him up just to slam him back down. "Let me go!" Erika snarled, twisting against Donovan's hold. But he held firm, his strength effortless. "Not happening." Micah coughed, spitting blood onto the tile. "You always were an asshole, Gray." Gray's expression darkened, his fists tightening. The sound of a shotgun being cocked cut through the chaos. "Enough!" Lulu's voice rang out. She stood in the doorway, the shotgun aimed directly at Gray's head. Gray stilled, his nostrils flaring. Donovan sighed, finally releasing Erika. She stumbled forward, her heartbeat pounding in her ears as Gray let Micah drop. "You boys have done enough damage," Lulu said evenly, though the fire in her eyes was unmistakable. "Now get your asses out of here." Donovan adjusted his sleeves, his composure never breaking. He looked at Erika one last time. "Tell your mother we'll be seeing her real soon." Then, without another word, he turned and walked out, Gray following close behind. The bell jingled again as the door swung shut behind them. For a long moment, no one moved. Then Erika rushed to Micah's side, kneeling beside him. "Micah, are you okay?" Micah groaned as he sat up, wincing. "I've had worse." Lulu grabbed a handful of napkins and gave them to Erika. "Help him clean up, then get that mess sorted." She motioned toward the overturned tables and broken dishes. Erika exhaled, taking the napkins and pressing them to the cut on Micah's brow. After cleaning up the mess Gray made in the diner, Erika insisted on taking Micah back to his apartment. He grumbled about it at first, but she didn't back down. Once inside his modest place above the docks, she grabbed a damp rag and pressed it to his face, dabbing away the blood from a cut near his temple. Micah winced but didn't pull away. "You always were stubborn," he said. Erika smirked. "And you always got yourself into fights." Micah exhaled, shaking his head. "Things were different when we were kids." He leaned back against the couch, staring at the ceiling. "When you left, it changed everything." Erika paused. "How so?" Micah looked at her sadly. "I always imagined us growing up together and doing cool stuff like the older kids we used to see in town or at the beach," he sighed. "And then one day, you were gone." He looked away to avoid her gaze. "When your dad took you to Mississippi, things got harder here. Your mom shut down, and the town, well, the Blackwoods started making their moves soon after that. I guess they figured with your family fractured, along with a few others, there was no one left to fight back." Erika frowned, feeling a weight settle in her chest. "I didn't know. We were so young, Micah." He glanced at her, a small, sad smile playing on his lips. "How could you have known? You were my only friend." He shook his head. "I missed you, Erika." She swallowed back the tears. "I missed you too, Micah." Erika moved closer to Micah, wrapping her arms around him. Micah leaned into her, returning the embrace. A comfortable silence fell between them before Micah finally spoke again. "So, what now?" Erika set the rag aside, her jaw tightening. "Now, I figure out exactly what the Blackwoods want with my mother's land, and I stop them from getting it." Micah grinned. "Damn right, let me know how I can help."